I was a Democrat at one time. I was an immoral person, just had no values and no character at all. When I moved to L.A., I became that way because I got involved with the Democrats. My friends were Democrats. I believed into the lie that white people were my enemies and that they were trying to keep me down because I was listening to the NAACP and Jesse Jackson and others, Louis Farrakhan, all wicked people. And there was no one out there saying that these people were wrong. And so I fell into that trap. I believed into that lie, so I know the mentality. But once God changed my heart, took away the anger, brought me back into the kingdom of heaven within, my values changed. And there was nothing in me that could support the Democratic Party, the radical mob at that point. And so anyone who vote and support the Democrats are evil. You're not children of God. And so anyone who leave, and once I left the plantation of the Democratic Party, I became Uncle Tom. I became a sellout. You hate your mama, you hate your daddy, you hate your color. And they just went after me, and they still do, because blacks are not allowed to be independent thinkers. You're not allowed to be free. You're not allowed to be moral. See that? And even other blacks would go after you from the Democratic Party. Here's another one that's under attack. Kanye West is under attack. He's not allowed to be a free man. According to the Washington Examiner, this is where I'm getting this from, Kanye West is what happens when Negroes don't read. CNN panel call Kanye West a prop, a token Negro for Trump, and not serious. So you're not allowed, folks. This is not about racism. This is about power. One party trying to defeat another one, the Democratic Party. Don Lemon is a so-called talk show host on CNN. Don Lemon's CNN Tonight, Bakari Sellers. I never heard of him. My issue with Kanye West is quite simple, is that anti-intellectualism simply isn't cool. This is CNN Tonight. Bakari Sellers says, Kanye West is what happens when Negroes don't read.
Bakari, do you think Trump is just using Kanye as a prop to win over black voters before the midterms?
I'm not sure he's using him as a prop per se, but my issue with Kanye West is quite simple. It's that anti-intellectualism simply isn't cool. We're not sending Kanye West to the White House to talk about these issues because he can't. He doesn't have the depth to. He was talking about STEM programs and how we needed to have more STEM programs and had to turn around and ask his colleague, what did STEM mean? And so Kanye West is what happens when Negroes don't read.
Amazing. You hear that? Suppose a white person would say something like that about a black person. It would be all hell to pay. But it's okay to attack blacks, especially if you escape from the Democratic Party. These are evil people. This guy, what's his name, James? Bakari Sellers is an evil man. He's a beta male. He's a beta. He's not a real man. Don Lemon laughed at the white man's face in reaction to the comment.
And we have this now, and now Donald Trump is going to use it and pervert it, and he's going to have somebody who can stand with him and take pictures.
Amazing.
Just looking at Scott's Scott's like, whoa, okay. So
it's a Chris Rock reference, by the way, Scott. Go back and watch the old Chris Rock stand-ups from the 90s.
See how they laugh when you talk about black conservatives? So when white folks stand up to these people, tell the truth about blacks because they don't care. And this woman, I think this woman at one time was supposed to be a Republican. I think that's the same woman. She got fat. She put on weight, so I can't really tell anymore. Isn't she like a RINO Republican, James? But I think Tara Setmayer, I believe she is a RINO Republican. So you see how they're laughing at Kanye, they're calling him names, and it's funny. So James, is she a RINO Republican? Yeah, she is a former GOP communication director on Capitol Hill. She's a RINO. And I thought that was her, but she got fat, so her face is all puffed up, and I couldn't recognize her. So when I come back, I'll play this woman. She's phony. She's supposed to, I thought she was a Republican at one time. And I told you there are black Republicans who are RINO Republicans as well. They're in the party because they feel black should be in both parties, but they're not real conservative Republicans. They hate white people as well. It's a mess, but we got to clean it up. This is my country. I want my country back. So elections are coming up next month in November 2018, and the Democrats are desperate to get back power over the country. I have proof of that. Eric Holder is coming up. I'm going to tell you what he has to say. And Eric Holder is an evil man as well. It's evil, folks. If you notice that on CNN, blacks are allowed to sit there and call other black people Negroes, token Negroes, whatever they want to call them. And they laugh about it. No big deal. I guarantee you, if whites sat there and said that about black Democrats, it would be a different story. Remember Roseanne Barr? She said one thing or so, and she was fired. She lost her job. Blacks pretended that they were so offended. It's all an act. That's why I encourage you to get over the fear. White Americans, get over the fear of telling the truth about black people. This is your country. You lose your country, it's going to become like South Africa. They're going to get, if you lose, they'll get power of the government, and the first thing they'll do is seize land from white people. They'll take over. They'll have you killed. They'll kill you. It's so important, folks. You got to stop looking at this in a physical way. There are evil people on the side, on the left, and there are some evil people on the right as well. You can find one or two good people on the left, but most good people are on the right because they believe in what is right. And white people, you got to get over the fear. And the way you get over the fear, get over the anger. When you have anger, you have fear. But when the anger is gone, you have perfect peace, and you're protected by perfect love, and you can overcome evil with good. And never mind the color. It wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. You will be able to stand up and tell the truth because they want to take over this country in the same manner that they want to do, they have done in South Africa. And white folks, they're going to take you out. So you got to stand up and tell the truth now. Just FYI. If you don't know how to get over that anger, get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how God took the anger away from me 29 years ago. Anger is a spirit. It's an evil spirit. There's no love in it. That's why it ended up destroying your children. That's why it destroys relationships. That's why you can't stand up against evil. And the Democratic Party is a radical mob party now. The media is radical mob media. And you got to fight them with the truth. You got to unite together and fight them with the truth, not with anger. This woman, Tara, that you're about to hear, Setmayer, and again, she's a phony, fake Republican. And I thought it was her, but she got fat, so I couldn't recognize her. But James said it's the same woman. Tara Setmayer says black folks are about to trade Kanye in the racial draft.
Maybe it'll work, Tara. Will it? I don't know.
Work for who? It's not going to work in the black community. Listen, black folks are about to trade Kanye West in the racial draft, okay? They've had it with him. He's not the same
Whoa.
Kanye.
I do know that reference. I know that that is an old Dave Chappelle skit. I know that one. I got that one. All right, good. I'm 1 for 2. All right, keep going.
But no, seriously.
See, well, just talk about the black conservatives, black Republicans, and they hate Kanye West because he supported the Great White Hope. And they don't want any blacks to do that because they're going to influence other black people. And Kanye is influencing other blacks, especially young black people. Maxine Waters, the wicked witch of the West, even said Kanye needs to be quiet because he's influencing other black people. They want you on the plantation of the Democratic Party. It's unfortunate that so many blacks are immoral that they can't see how they're being used because they're in a fallen state. All in the name of Jesus. Most black people do not believe in God. And the last soundbite, Tara or Tara, whatever she want to call her name, she's evil, says Kanye's the token Negro of the Trump administration.
What's funny to me is to watch all of these white people behind Donald Trump clapping away at the name of Kanye West when it wasn't that long ago that Kanye West said that George W. Bush doesn't like black people
Doesn't care.
after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
And, you know, Kanye, but now all of a sudden Kanye, because he's put on a MAGA hat and he's an attention whore like the president, he's all of a sudden now the model spokesperson. He's the token Negro of the Trump administration. This is ridiculous.
Token Negro. This has been said on CNN. I want you to pay attention. It's so much fun when you pay attention and you're not afraid. You're not into the color thing. You're into the spirit of what's going on. You see behind the scene. It's so amazing what you can see. All right? And this woman is an evil, nasty, dirty woman. She's a liar. Token Negro. But I want you to see it. Don't be afraid of it. Because if you're on the side of good, you can defeat evil. So here's the final soundbite of this discussion on CNN calling black people who leave the plantation Negroes that don't read and token Negroes. This is so typical in the black community. So the last soundbite, this woman, Tara or Tara, whatever you want to call her, I call her evil, says no one should take Kanye West seriously.
And no one should be taking Kanye West seriously. He's clearly has issues. He's already been hospitalized. You know, not to trivialize mental health issues, but I mean, obviously Kanye has taken a turn in a very strange way. If you read any of his interviews, go back and reread his interview with Charlemagne the God. It's all over the place. So this is not exactly the best representation, to Bakari's point, especially on an issue as important as prison reform. There's a lot of other people who are more well-versed on this issue that are serious other than Kanye West.
Such dirty people. Joel, you made a point about the white guy that's there. Joel is my audio engineer here. What did you say during the break?
I said it would have been so funny to hear that white guy join in and call Kanye West token Negro to see how the other black people on that panel would react. They would probably go crazy.
Oh, God. Black people are black people's worst enemies. It's not the white folks. It's the black people. Yeah, that would have been fun. You notice that white man didn't say it.
Right.
He just kind of laughed after and stupid Don Lemon laughed with him.
Right. And stay quiet.
Yeah. The Bible go-to guy said, I can't find it now. I'll get to it in a minute. But he made a good point about whenever, and I kind of ad-lib, because it's such a good point that when black people stand up for good, they destroy you. And we saw it happen with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was the daddy of the black community. They loved him. Oprah and all those people loved Bill Cosby until he corrected them. And then corrected the blacks about the way they're raising their children and spending a lot of money on the children. And what did they do? They destroyed him after he did that. It was over for Bill Cosby. They turned on him just like that. And now they're turning on Kanye West because he's trying to do what's good. And black people hate good. They hate God. And anyone, whether you're black or white or Asian or Japanese or Chinese or Mexican or Hispanic, whatever you might be, if you stand up for the good and tell the truth about black people, they will try to destroy you. All in the name of Jesus. all in the name of Jesus. And Kanye was right about George W. Bush. George W. Bush doesn't even support the Great White Hope. So the Bible go-to guy said, blacks are destroying Kanye West in the same way they destroyed Bill Cosby. The day Oprah speaks truth, she's gone too. And I remember when blacks were mad at Oprah because they thought she was catering to the white people, and they got on her and they started yelling and screaming, and now she kissed and licked their boots in order to be in with them.